So today I'm going to make some pista milk. So there are two ways of making it, either cold version or the warm hot version. The warm hot version you can still serve it chilled, but you will have to go through the process of heating the pista in the milk, whereas the cool version is just fairly straightforward. So I'll try to attempt on showing both these versions. Here I got about 1 cup of pista nuts. I'll use half for the cool version and half for the warm version. First I'm going to peel these up and separate the nuts from the shells. There we go. So these are the unsalted pista nuts and I've peeled it up and I've cut up about 3 to 4 of them just for garnishing purposes. I'll use about 20 to 30 nuts for each version that I'm making. Next I'm going to make some sugar syrup only because it's easier to dissolve and you don't have to keep stirring it once you make the mixture. So over here I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water and bring it to a boil, and in goes the water. And then I'm slowly bringing this to a boil. I'm using raw sugar, that's why it's brown in color. So depending on how sweet you want it, you can add or minus the quantity of the amount of sugar syrup you make. Once the sugar is dissolved, I'm going to take it off the heat and let it cool. You can wait for it to come to a boil if you want to, but for this recipe we don't really need it because all I wanted was the sugar to just dissolve. To make the cold version of the pista drink, I've added in 20 to 30 pista nuts into the blender. Then I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon milk powder, 1 cup almond milk. You can add in any milk you like, soy milk, or even if you want it rich, you can add in soy milk, or even plain milk should be okay. Next time I'm going to add in some of our cool sugar syrup. If you have plain vanilla ice cream, you can even add a scoop of it into this. Now we're going to give it a good blend together. So some nuts require us to soak it in water overnight or for 50 minutes or so before we actually use it in these milkshakes and other things. But for pista nuts, I don't think we need to do that. It should be okay still. There we go. So now that's ready. If you want to turn it into a pista lassi, just add in half a cup of yogurt and give it a quick blend and the lassi will be ready. But I'm not doing that today. Next, in order to make the warm version of the pista milk, I'm going to heat 1 cup of almond milk. Then I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon milk powder, half a tablespoon ground cinnamon, and half a tablespoon ground cardamom powder. Give it all a good mix and wait for the milk to nicely come to a boil. Next I put in the other half of the 20 to 30 pista nuts into the blender along with half a cup of water, and I'm going to give this a good blend until it becomes a nice paste. Now here you can see that the milk is coming to a boil, so it should form this texture. The cream separates from the milk. You can see the creamy froth on top and it's rising up slowly, so you have to wait for it to rise up slowly. Once it's almost close to the brim, just take it off the heat a bit and it will go back down. So this will change the milk's consistency and will give an extra good flavor and creaminess to the milk. Now we can turn off the heat and set it aside, and whatever cream is on the sides, we just put it back into the milk because that's nice creamy goodness right there. Here's the lovely pista nuts we blended in along with water, and we're going to add this into our milk mixture. You can heat it for a while more or just give it a good mix and chill and serve it, or you can serve it warm as well. That depends on your personal preference. Also, before I forget, I'll add in some of the sugar syrup into this as well. And there it is everyone, our pista milk is ready. So you can see that this is our cold version and this is our warm version. The cold version is nice and frothy on top, whereas the warm version is not frothy but it's very textured on top. So that's the difference between the two. Next I'm going to quickly garnish it with some pista on top. There we go. And there. Very lovely, delicious and tasty with a wonderful aroma. Both our cool and warm version of the pista milk is ready. Enjoy. Bye.